Hi guys, welcome to PBTV. We have a bit of a new series that we're hoping to start for a little bit of a run. We are going to take a couple of pistols apart that we have new upgraded versions of. So as you can see in front of me, we've got 4 staccatos. We've brought a range out just to show you the different ones. We've got the XC, the C2 and the P. The 2 in the middle are the same pistol, but one is the upgraded, one is the standard. So we're going to have a deep dive inside and see what the difference is when it comes to you purchasing which one you want. One of them around that 120 range, the other's around 180. So we want you to know the upgrades that you're getting with them builds. So if we put the C2 and the XC out the way, we won't be needing them, but we're going to have a look at these two. So initially, you can see that there are some external differences visually, mainly the stippled grip and the standard grip. So if I put the new upgraded one out the way, and we are going to have a nice little look at the original P from Staccato. So I have brought out a very special tool with me, and that is a little magnet so we can see which parts are steel, which alloy, and which are maybe an alloy in nature. Again, steel is magnetic, aluminium and the alloy are not. So again, when we're looking at the slide, the lower, as we can see there, the magnet started sticking because it's hit one of the screws. So most of the building components, the building blocks of the Staccato are steel in nature. The hammer on the back is aluminium alloy or something of that nature. And again, with the controls all the same. There is a little bit of pull at the back here because some of the hammer assembly on the original is steel, but most of it is alloy or aluminium or an alloy. When it comes to things on the top, again, all the screws are steel, but the actual plate itself is aluminium. Same with the slide aluminium alloy. The barrel itself is aluminium, whereas the recoil rod, as you can see there getting caught, is steel. So if we start taking this apart, we can show you some of the features inside, and then once it's apart, we can compare it to the new upgraded one. So first thing we do is we do need to remove the mag. When we pull the slide lock back, you see the 2 little portholes there. That allows us, if we get to this first one here, we can then pop the slide lock out, put that to one side, and there we have the slide come off. In here, we will be able to see all the different parts that we're going to look at. So we've got the slide and all the bits in there. But first of all, we are going to take a look at the lower receiver. So we have the hammer at the back. As we've had a look at this already, we've seen that this is not steel, obviously not magnetic, so this is an aluminium or an alloy. And again, all through here, including the hammer, I believe. So if we reset this, we can see that the hammer down there is catching on some of the screws, but the actual hammer and the knocker is an alloy. So resetting it, we do have some pins that you can reset, and looking at that, all functioning, and it's just an easy way to make sure your pistol is in good working order. So we'll keep that to one side and bringing in the upper. So when it comes to the upper, I'd probably take this a little bit more apart for maintenance, but we'll sort of give you a gauge of where we'd stop if it's just for standard maintenance. So pulling the sleeve back on the recoil rod, we can then take this out. So we do have an aluminium or an alloy sleeve that just goes on there that holds the spring and the spring guide in. We've got a steel spring, and we do have a steel recoil rod. Again, these are all things that will help with longevity and making sure this thing lasts as long as it needs to. When it comes to the barrel and the hop system, you simply slide that out forward and you have that ready to go. One thing we've had calls about people thinking the coating is coming off on their barrel. As you can see, there's a little bit peeling up there. That's not the coating of the barrel. They are shipped with a plastic sort of protective covering on it. It's very difficult to see on camera, but just where my finger is there are some perforations. So you can peel that off, tear it away, and you've got your box fresh barrel ready to go. Pulling these apart, so you have the hop chamber at the back here, just slide it out, and we have brass barrel and an alloy hop system. You can see just in there we have the standard hop bucking, and we have the aluminium outer barrel. So putting all these bits to one side, and then what we can do is if we then bring in the upgraded Staccato. So the first thing we want to look at externally, are there any differences? So again, looking at the slide and everything like that, it is made of the same material. But as we get to the back, as you can see there, the hammer has caught the magnet, so we do have a steel hammer. We are noticing back here as well, there is much more force back around here. This is where the hammer assembly will be found. So there is going to be much more longevity and much more consistency when it comes to shot reps and just being able to absolutely put rounds down with this thing and be confident it's going to last you a long time. Mag release and other controls as well are also steel. But if we start taking this apart, we can do even more comparisons. One thing that we noted from manufacturing is the C2, one of the only upgrades on this that is not an upgrade on this. Internally, it'll all be the same, is with the C2, it has the longer magazine. So you get an extra 2 rounds when it comes to the C2. Same process again, coming back to that first port there, and you can just pop the slide release out. It can be quite difficult on new pistols. Again, this is just an ease thing. You can do this with your fingers. It's just on camera. We want to make sure it's coming out nice and easy. So, first thing we notice as we get the lower receiver out is all back here. So, as we said, the hammer is different and parts of the trigger assembly and knocker, and let's have a look at the hammer as well. Yeah, the hammer assembly in there is also steel, so we'll be able to definitely get more reps out, definitely going to be more reliable in the long run, sort of longevity, and just this thing is just going to run and run and run for a long, long time. So simple upgrades on the lower. So first things we've noticed is steel hammer assembly, and the actual knocker itself. So if we then take a look inside, just so you are very aware of the two big differences. So we have the upgraded model and the standard model on the left. So, same process again when it comes to the recoil system, just pushing the sleeve back. Again, this can all be done by hand. I'm just using tools because it's just a little bit faster and a bit more precise whilst we're doing this on camera. But again, we have a almost identical recoil system. So again, steel recoil rod, steel spring as normal, and an aluminium or alloy sleeve. So we will then look at the upper. So again, as you can see, it's still going to be very difficult to see on camera, but the plastic coating, the plastic packaging, we'd probably call it, is on the barrel. So again, you can peel that off so you get a nice box fresh barrel. Pulling these apart, again, we notice a different barrel and a different hop rubber. So if we do get the alternate systems, so here we have the new upgraded version, and here we have the standard version. So there is a 70-degree bucking in here compared to the standard version. And if we look inside the gas router system in here, we should be able to see a similar upgrade when it comes to the piston head at the back there. So you can see the purple piston head there. When we look at the original one, we have a standard piston head there. So again, internal upgrades as well. We can see that they've thrown some really good parts in here, but we are very excited to get these out and about and see what they're capable of. Again, how far I've gone with this, we've got the upper, the slide recoil system. This is as far as I would go when it comes to maintenance. There's no point taking this any further apart than it is right now. So you can get to all the metal on metal contact points here, so you can grease them up. Same with cleaning in here. There's no need to take any more of this apart, and you can get all the necessary parts. Simply putting it back together, it will be very easy to do, and you can keep this thing running and going for a long time. It was mainly to show that you have some definite upgrades when it comes to the platform. It is a sort of 40, 50, 60 pound, depending on the model that you are getting, upgrade, but you are getting a lot of bang for your buck, as we will say. You're getting loads of new steel parts, loads of bits that are going to add to the longevity of the platform and make this thing last for a long, long time and run this into the ground so you can have loads of fun on the field. So again, as we slide this back, you get to the point where you can stick them together and we are good to go. So when it comes to the C2, as we said earlier, we do have the C2 in as well. So this is the 3.8 equivalent. So again, the upgrades are going to be the same. So we do have the same barrel, the same lower, all that's different. The only thing that we know that is vastly different is it comes with the full size high cap mag. So you are getting extra 2 rounds in there. So hope that's been informative to you and we've got some information out there. I know some people look at the same platform at different values and wondering what they get for it. So this is hopefully going to be a series that we're going to do in the future. If you've got some comparisons, you've seen 2 similar platforms and you want to know the difference between us, please let us know and we'll try and rip them apart and show you what you're getting out of the box. But if that's everything for today, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.